Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today in this recording we are continuing lesson number 12 and we are starting part number 2 in our Articulations and Characteristics program. We start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa bis-salah ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa nahmiduhu subhanahu wa ta'ala wa nashkuruhu alladhi hadana lihadha وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله الحمد لله رب العالمين. In the previous recording, part number 1, we started a new makhraj, an exit point, which is the lips, and we talked about the letter fa. And letter fa, the lips has two specific exits. One exit is for the fa, and the second exit includes 3 letters. So let us have a look regarding those 3 letters. Al-Imam al-Jazri says, لِلشَّفَتَيْنِ الْوَاوُ بَاءٌ مِيمُ. لِلشَّا, I'm sorry about this, it's a fatha here, not a kasra. Okay? لِلشَّفَتَيْنِ الواو باء ميم, meaning that connected to الشفتين, the 2 lips, are the letters waw, ba, and mim. So the lips has 4 letters exiting from it. One of them is the fa with a specific exit of its own, and then those 3 letters, the waw, the ba, the mim, has another specific exit of their own. So they share the same specific exit, waw, ba, and mim. We first are going to talk about, just have a little discussion regarding the letter waw. First of all, which waw are we talking about? We are talking about the waw that takes a movement. Fatha, kasra, dhamma, fathatin, even sukoon sign. But we exclude the lengthened waw, which we talked about at the very beginning when we started with Makhraj al-Jawf. We talked about it when we talked about the alif, the waw, the ya as lengthened letters. The 3 of them, they exit from al-jawf, and that waw, that lengthened waw, as we all remember, has no sign on it. We call it a sukoon waw, but it has no sign on it, and it has to be preceded by a dhamma letter. Bu, tu, fu, okay? But here we are talking about all the other waw except the lengthened one. So is this a correct makhraj or phrase, as I mentioned here? The unlengthened waw, which is the waw that we're talking about now, exits by rounding the lips. Yes, that's correct. And pushing it slightly forward. People forget this part. Yes, this is correct. We say wa, wu, we. Okay? So the rear tongue also unintentionally elevate, but this does not mean that the waw is elevated. Okay? So is it a magnified letter? Is it an elevated letter? حرف مفخم, حرف مستعلي? No. We are asking this question because of the rear tongue elevation? No, it's not. Just the rear tongue rises unconditionally, unintentionally, when we pronounce the letter waw. So does the throat narrows? These are the 3 major things causing the letter of elevation. The throat narrows, the rear part of the tongue rises up, and the middle tongue takes a concave shape. But this does not happen in the waw. Just the rear tongue elevate a little bit. Okay, so this means that the waw is at all times lowered. مستفلة, حرف مستفل. It's not mustali, it's not elevated. Does the waw has any air when we pronounce it? Let's give it a try. We say wa, we, wu. It doesn't have air. Thus, it is majhura. Does the exit closes? This was the first angle we experienced letters with. Does the makhraj closes? No, it does not. It allows the sound to run. It allows sound flow. So it's therefore rikhwa. And also it's an opened letter, meaning that it's not harf mutbaq. It doesn't have itbaq like the four letters sad, dad, ta, dha. So it is therefore opened, the tongue. And opened, it's a description of the tongue while we are pronouncing a specific letter. So those four letters, sad, dad, ta, dha, are closed because they have itbaq. The tongue closes against the upper jaw, but otherwise all the other letters are opened. There are mistakes that occur when pronouncing the letter waw, so we need to know why do they happen and how can it be avoided and corrected. So the first mistake is elevating the letter if it's close to an elevated letter. So we say, for example, Wallah, because the lam in the name of Allah is going to be elevated due to the fatha on the letter waw. First of all, when we pronounce the waw, we say wa, wa. So we turn our lips round properly, just tuck it a little bit to the front, and we start pronouncing this letter. But we need to open the makhraj to pronounce the fatha. Okay, so don't open the lips upwards and downwards. No, open it sideways and say wa, wallahu. If I open them up and down, it's going to be elevated. I'm going to say wa, but it's wa. So this avoids elevating the letter waw when we are pronouncing an elevated letter after it. So it should be wallahu. Okay, and the second mistake is that we do not round the lips properly as we should when we are pronouncing the letter waw. So instead of saying wakana, wa, we say wakana, wakana, and this is not proper. Okay, the sound of the waw is not complete, is not proper when we do not apply the rules of it. When we do not give it its exit point properly. Okay, now the third mistake here is the last mistake was that we don't round our lips properly, and this is the opposite here, that we press extra hard on the lips, especially when the letter is mushaddad and causing a disturbing sound. Yeah, people try to squeeze the lips, and this causes the path to close or get very narrowed, so it doesn't allow the sound flow. So we say the correct pronunciation is qawwamina, qawwamina. There is a flow of the sound. Khawwana, khawwana. But the mistake is that we squeeze harder, not allowing the sound flow. So we say qawwamina, khawwana. it's really a disturbing sound. Okay, so put in mind that the letter waw has rakhawa, the sound runs. It's not a closed letter. Okay, it doesn't have this. Okay, now we're gonna move to the letter ba. للشفتين الواو باء ميم. So we talked about the waw and we're gonna talk about the ba. Now in the ba, we need, to know the exit, like we mentioned many times before, that to know the exit of the letter, we need to put it in its sukoon form, and we need a helping letter with a movement, because we cannot start with a sukoon, our pronunciation with a sukoon letter. So we are going to use the hamza fatha, and let us pronounce this letter. Ab, ab. So the first question, does the exit closes? Yes, of course. Ab, there's no flow of the sound at all. What about the vocal cords? Does it vibration? Does it vibrate? Let us try. And let us have the lips closed. Yes, it does vibrate, because it's not whispered, okay? And accordingly, is it whispered? No, it's apparent, okay? There's no air whatsoever. When the makhraj closes, it needs to open, right? So when we open this makhraj, the makhraj of the letters that have this character, the strong character, shadida, haruf shadida, where its makhraj totally closes, it needs to open. So it opens either on qalqala or hams. So this letter, when we open the makhraj, what do? We make qalqala. So it's another character. And the character of qalqala is connected to the character of shidda. Closing the makhraj means that it will open either with qalqala or with hams. The two letters that have hams, that open with hams, are the ta and the kaf. And then we have 5 letters of qalqala. So the ba belongs to a group including 4 other letters, and they share the same character. What is it? It's the qalqala. Okay? Qalqala character. So we say ab. Okay? And this question here, is it sound limited between the upper jaw and the tongue? No. Why? Because it's opened. It's not, the tongue is open. It does not close against the upper jaw. And accordingly, is it open or closed? It's opened. Okay? So the main characters of the letter ba is that it's lowered. We don't say ba, we say ba, and it has no air accompanied, so it is apparent. Yes, it is shadida, strong, because the makhraj totally closes. It's opened because the tongue does not close on the upper jaw like the 4 letters of itbaq, the sad, dad, ta, dha. And it also has qalqala character. Let's also discuss the mistakes that occur when we pronounce the letter ba, and we need to know what happens exactly, how it could be avoided or corrected. Now, here, adding a whispering sound, the first mistake, adding a whispering sound to the letter, making it sound like the letter P in English. Yeah, so people would say pismi, pismillahi, P, pismi. We caused the letter to be mahmouz, to be whispered. instead of being majhur. It should be bismi, bismillahi, bismillahi. Okay? So it's B, not P. The second mistake is elevating the letter when it's close to an elevated letter. And this is a common mistake regarding most of the letters, you know. So we say, instead of saying al-batilu, al-ba, we say al-batilu, ba. We elevate the letter. The minute we set our eyes on the ba, we just elevate the ba. And accordingly the alif, of course. So we shouldn't say al-batil. We say al-batilu, tilu. Okay? A third mistake that occurs is that we do not apply the qalqala when it is sakina. Yes, we don't make a qalqala, missing the qalqala. So we say yubsirun, yubsirun. Yubsirun. And we should say yubsirun. Okay, so the ba is one of the qalqala letters. Qutb, jad, these are the 5 letters of qalqala. Some would just, you know, some would just stay at the shidda character, exactly, without continuing and opening with the qalqala. Yes, you know, we just close. The shidda character means that we close the makhraj, which is correct, but we don't open the makhraj with the qalqala. So we say yubsirun, and that is a mistake. Now, we finished 3 letters regarding the lips. The fa in part number 1. In this recording, we talked about the waw and the ba, and the next recording, inshallah, we are going to talk about the letter mim. Thank you very much for your attendance, and I'll see you in the next recording, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi